and welcome to Getting to Good Enough, a podcast to help you let go of perfectionism so you can do more of what you love. I'm Shannon Wilkinson, a life coach in Portland, Oregon. I'm a recovering perfectionist who's getting better at good enough.
And I'm Janine Adams, a certified professional organizer in St. Louis, Missouri, and I am lucky enough to be naturally good at good enough.
And today we're talking about running early for those of us who are perpetually running late. Hey Janine.
Hey Shannon, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. I'm curious to know, are you somebody who's perpetually running late?
Not so much anymore, but
okay.
Historically I definitely was.
Yeah, me too, and I'm better at it as well. And just today, I was talking to my employee. We were going to the same place. I called her to go over some stuff with her, and I said, "Where are you?" And she said, "Oh, I'm really early." And I said, "Well, for me, being on time is being early, and for you, being on time is being late." That's the difference. So I'm usually on time to get to a client's site, but not usually early. And she can't help but be early. But she said it's because there's a certain amount of anxiety that she's so afraid of being late that it's self-care to her to just take that extra time and get there early.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, it's good that she's recognized that.
Oh, yeah, she's very evolved, especially for somebody who's 30 years younger than me.
Yeah, it's, I used to be always late. And I think a lot of it had to do with perfectionism.
Mm-hmm. How so?
Well, I think I was always trying to, make everything fit together perfectly and not giving myself a cushion, and also not thinking through very carefully all the steps required. Mm-hmm. That may be less perfectionistic part of it, but, I would think it takes 15 minutes to get there. And if I'm supposed to be there at 1 o'clock, I'd leave at 12:45. But it's 15 minutes of driving time, not 15 minutes to get out of your house, get in your car, drive, park, get to wherever you're going.
Right.
And
never mind if there's traffic.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, I just didn't think through it all. And the biggest change I made was when I decided that I needed to, leave, quote unquote, 15 minutes before I thought I needed to. Mm-hmm. Because then it'd be like, oh, it's time to leave, which meant I had time to go to the bathroom, grab my bag, fill my water bottle, get in the car, cue up my podcast or whatever, and then go. And I had enough time on the other end to park and get where I was going, and understanding that was part of the trip, as opposed to feeling like that was extra stuff that I shouldn't have to account for, was kind of a big deal.
Yeah, so you're automatically, so if you know something's 15 minutes away, you now set your departure time at 25 or 30 minutes before you need to get there. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes. Well, and that also reminds me, the other big thing was the alerts on my phone calendar. Mm-hmm. Those are life-changing.
Yeah, where they're monitoring the traffic for you and say, traffic is heavy, leave in this time, right? Or traffic is light, leave at this time.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm the same way, and that buffer of that 15 or 20 minutes or 10 or 15 minutes I use up all the time. I'm constantly astounded at how much time has elapsed that I don't sense elapsing between when I say, okay, I'm leaving, and when I actually turn on my car and see what time it is.
Right.
It's like, it's a vortex.
Yeah. And I think that is kind of a perfectionistic thing in that, like, it doesn't feel like productive time, so it shouldn't count.
Right. And it's such a crazy thing to discount. I mean, because it's actual reality that we experience all the time.
Yeah.
Yet I'm always surprised by it. Yeah, that's a good point. I know I identified I used to be really hard for me when I started my business because I felt all this pressure to be on time, but yet I resisted being early. And so I wasn't getting that buffer in there. And then I recognized that my challenge was that I felt like being early was a waste of time, when in fact it is not. But, well, especially nowadays. I mean, back then it was before smartphones.
Right.
Nowadays we can work if we want to while we wait for the right time. And I never knock on a client's door because the thing I'm always concerned about is getting to clients' houses on time. And I don't ever ring the doorbell early. Because who wants that?
Right.
Although I do notice lots of people do, and they're almost always men. Like, I don't know, whatever.
They show up for
the furnace guy or whatever. Yeah, they'll set an 8 o'clock appointment and ring the doorbell at 7:45. I'm like, what?
Dude, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I appreciate your wanting to be on time, but that's over the top. So I was waiting in the car. But in any case, that was a big light bulb moment for me that it isn't a waste of time to be early.
Right.
In fact, it's like Lydia said, it's self-care. It's beneficial because you can not stress out.
Yes. Yeah, I started a new volunteer gig last week, and previously I had driven to it, and this time I was going to do a combination of walking and public transportation. But by public transportation, I mean taking an aerial tram.
Oh, fun.
Which is, like, amazing.
Yeah, that sounds way better than I was envisioning a bus, so that's nice.
Yeah, so I could walk over to this tram. It's on the other side of the river, and it's about, I think it's about 1.5 miles, maybe, to walk there. Mm-hmm. And then take the tram, and then I get to the hospital, and then I still have some walking to do to get to where I need to go. And I gave myself an hour thinking, like, that's a ludicrous amount of time.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And I walked out of my door at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I clocked in for my volunteer shift at 8:59.
Oh my goodness.
So it was, but the whole time felt very leisurely. Mm-hmm. You know, I had time, like, and I had to change into, I have like this little uniform shirt that I wear. I had to change into that, and you know, it was the first day I did it by myself, so it was a little different, and I never felt rushed or anything, and I was so happy that I gave myself what felt like an absurd amount of time.
Yeah, because it turned out it wasn't. And are you going to continue to go that way?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. So you get some exercise in there too. Yes.
Well, you know, gotta get that walking in for the Camino.
Oh, that's right. Excellent.
Yeah.
Wow. It's multitasking of the very best sort.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that is amazing that an hour felt like way too much. You gave it to yourself anyway, and you needed it.
Yep.
So that's fantastic. Wow. Yeah.
It felt so good, and I just felt like sort of proud of myself. Like, ooh, I made that work out.
Yeah. I don't get up at the same time every morning. I get up depending on when I have to leave the house, or if I don't have to leave the house, then it's different. But if I have to leave the house, I've figured out over the years of this business I'm in now, that in order to get the stuff done that I want to get done before I leave the house, I need to get up 3 hours before that time. Mm. So that's been really helpful. I used to sort of agonize about what time I have to get up, And like, is that going to be enough time? And it would turn into a source of stress. And whereas now, it's like, okay, I have to leave at 8:15. I better get up at 5:15. What? But which was today. But that's why I try not to make my appointments too early. But that's been a handy, easy thing for me. And it, I don't always get everything done, but I always have things I have to do, like my YNAB and I try to do yoga. I have to walk my poodle.
Right.
And that's the wild card, is he's not always cooperative about how much the appropriate length of walk is.
Oh.
Yeah. But you have to build the buffer in for that too.
Right. Right. Well, and I think that's just great, is sort of looking at all of these different things and thinking through it and figuring out how to give yourself that buffer to create that self-care. I love that idea from Lydia. And to make it easy on yourself. Running late is stressful.
So stressful. And being under stress is so non-productive, so unhealthy. So yeah, I mean, even if it means going to bed earlier and getting up a little earlier so you can leave the house a little earlier, not being in a position where if the traffic is not what you expect, you're not freaking out. That's a good thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Although that's another thing that I think helped me. Traffic can add a lot of time, but I've noticed with Google Maps that somehow, like there will be this stretch that's all red and it'll be so stressful, and then I'll see that it adds like 2 minutes.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's like, oh, okay, I have plenty of time. No big deal.
Right. Unless you've cut it so close that it'll make you 2 minutes late, and that stresses you out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're right. But boy, sitting in traffic is so stressful. Unless you have a buffer.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's the most important thing that helps you run early and get accustomed to running early, is considering that buffer as a gift to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. That's what it is.
Yep.
And it's something we have the control over.
Right.
Typically. Yeah.
Right. And so, if it feels stressful to you that you might be wasting time if you get somewhere early, like you mentioned, with smartphones, you can, take care of email, you can do some work, you can read a book, you can listen to a podcast. There's so much that you can do now that there's no excuse to not want to give yourself that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's another thing that it's helpful to consider ahead of time. So if I get there early, I can, read a chapter in my book. And if you read paper books, bring your book with you. Or I can catch part of that podcast that I want to listen to. I don't know what podcast that might be.
I have a suggestion.
Oh, what is it, Janine?
The podcast you're listening to right now.
Exactly. But to know that you have options, or you can just sit and let your mind wander, or meditate. Or do some journaling, or there are a lot of options. But to sort of run through how you might spend your time should you find yourself arriving somewhere before it's time for you to head in or meet someone or whatever it is that you're doing.
Right. Yeah, it's excellent. For some reason, what popped into my mind is Walla Walla, where everything, where it was such a weird relationship with time there, and how you can literally and people do walk into the place at exactly the time you need to, because there's no traffic and no one ever gets in your way.
Yeah.
I'll say, okay, you ready to go to dinner? And my dad will be like, well, we don't have to be there for 5 minutes.
Yeah, I remember that when I was there with you on that one visit, I think we were there for like a week or something. And it was like, and everything was just far enough apart that we had to drive. But it was like everything took literally 3 minutes to get to.
Right. And remember, our car's clock was 3 minutes fast. So
right, because that was back in the day when you set your clock.
Right. And so we knew if we got into the car at the time that we were supposed to be there, we were golden.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I knew there was something about the time and I couldn't remember what it was.
Yeah, it's so funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm fond of saying that one time I was 10 minutes early. I had 10 minutes. I was supposed to meet friends downtown, and it was, for some reason, I had 10 minutes early, so I bought 2 bras.
Oh.
That's how Walla Walla is.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Well, we would love to hear from you, our listeners. How do you manage your time so that you're running early? You can let us know on Facebook or Instagram at Getting to Good Enough. On Twitter, we're at GTG Enough. You can leave us a voicemail at 413-424-GTGE. That's 4843. Or head over to gettingtogoodenough.com and leave a comment in the show notes. Until next time, this is Shannon Wilkinson in Portland, Oregon.
And Janine Adams in St. Louis, Missouri.
And we hope that good enough is getting easier for you. I'm truly amazed that you were able to buy bras in 10 minutes.
It's Walla Walla.
Yeah, but bras, like...
I know, it's crazy.